let's talk about weight. When it comes to flying quads, weight is a big deal. But before that, I want to thank everybody that's joined the channel. In the last couple of days, the channel's grown a lot and it's really motivated me to do more videos. So I'm doing a follow-up right away. Steele did a video on reducing weight and he used reverb from his friend to do that. But I've had a couple of people ask me about weight and how to reduce weight, so I'm gonna do a quick video for that. I'll show you what I have here and a couple of things. Let's start with scales. Try to get a scale like this, a good scale that can weigh down to a very small fraction of a gram. For example, if you put a little bolt on there, that is 0.3 of a gram. This I bought only like a year ago. Before, I used to have a regular postal scale like this guy, but the problem with this is it's great for weighing entire quads. Well, it's on, there you go, weighing entire quads, see, because it's pretty accurate for that. But when it comes to weighing small parts, it just doesn't even know it's there. For example, you put a little screw on there and it's 0. It just doesn't read it. Even a heavy cap like that still doesn't know it's there. So having something like this is vital, because yeah, it's great when you're weighing entire quads, but the thing is that sometimes you're planning a build or adjusting a build and you really want to be able to get exact very small weights. So having a tool like this where you can weigh very small parts helps in planning. For example, this is a 1000, come on, this is a 1000 microfarad 35 volt cap, and as you can see, it's heavy at 4.3 grams, and a small 470 microfarad is just 2.3. Now this is just a 2 gram difference, but everything adds up, and that's the important part about losing weight, keeping in mind that everything adds up. So avoid using too many zip ties, avoid using too much tape, make your wiring short, all that kind of stuff. Make sure to use wire that is as small as you can get away with for the application. But let's look at a couple more things. Okay, this is a Hyperlow RS Plus, is my main Hyperlow at the moment. And right now I was testing a GoPro 7 on here with this mount. It's kind of heavy, but this is 5S, so it can, you know, it has the power. But let's start by looking at the standard. The standard has been 4S for the longest time, and the base weight is 600 grams. That is kind of like the target weight for a lightweight quad on 4S. So if you take something like this, which is a 4S 1300, which was the battery that we've been running for the longest time. Yes, I know, we're running 1500s now, we're running 1800s, we're running 5S and 6S. But the point is that for the longest time, the 1300 4S has been the go-to battery and kind of like the yardstick for which things are measured. So that's how we're going to do this. And also, a lot of people have said this, Steele has said it before, and as soon as you start going over 600 grams on a full build, the crashes get harder and you start breaking stuff. And that's fine. I run quads that are heavier. I have a Chameleon that's heavier. This guy, even though it's light, when I run with a Hero 7, which a lot of you guys are running, it gets heavier. And when you run with a 5S battery, it is definitely heavier than this. This is 155 grams versus 185 for the 5S. So let's imagine that the Hyperlow here is a 4S quad. We'll put it on my scale here and we'll reset it, and what we'll do is we'll put the quad on, we'll put a 4S pack on it somehow, and then we'll put a GoPro on it. And I usually have a case for it like this one, but because I have the heavy mount that's normally not there for this for the session, I'm just gonna put it bare. So if you look at it, look at that, 600 grams. That is our target weight. I know this quad is light because the arms are narrow, it uses a 4-in-1 ESC, and the whole components are very light on it. Okay, so given that this quad is at our target weight, and I really, when I built it, I planned for it to be in light, there's not a whole lot I can do here. So we're actually going to look at these two guys. These are two reverbs from Impulse RC. Back in the day, before I started flying Hyperlows, I was flying Impulse RC Aliens, and when I get rid of those, I kind of still wanted to have something similar, mainly because of nostalgia. So I built these two out, and I wanted to make them exactly the same. So that's what I did. These are just standard 4S quad on KISS V1, and they run these batteries, and then just a GoPro session. There's no way I'm gonna run a Hero 7 on here because I just find it too heavy for 4S. I only run the Hero 7 on 5S and 6S. If we take one of these quads, let's just take this guy, right? I'm gonna put him on there. We're gonna put the GoPro mount. We're gonna put a GoPro. What else am I missing? Battery. And I'm missing something else here. What am I missing? Oh, props. I know the back adds weight, but there we go. So our weight is 626 grams for this quad. In fact, let me just get these out of here and put them on top to get a more accurate. 623 grams. Okay, so let's just say that this quad for 4S is 23 grams overweight. Now, how are we gonna fix that? We can just keep it like that, it's fine, it'll fly fine. But if you're really like gonna go to reduce weight, get rid of stuff that you don't need, you can. So let's start looking at a couple things here. Again, having a scale like this is invaluable in order to be able to do this. In here I have a 1000 microfarad 5S, a 35 volt cap in there. It's too big. It really is too big for 4S. So I'm gonna actually replace it for a 470 microfarad. Technically I don't need any, but I'm kind of anal about them, so I want one in there at least. And if you look at your scale here, we said earlier 4.3 grams versus 2.2 grams. That's 2 grams I'm gonna lose. Boom. So we'll take our calculator here. We go 2 grams, right? And then, as you can see, this guy has soft mounting and 4 screws. So it has rubber on that side, TPU on that side, and 4 screws. So if we go like, you know what, we're gonna get rid of the soft mounting, and we are going, whoa, did I destroy something down there? And we are going to eliminate that weight. We'll put the 2 soft mounts with the screws, and we've got 1.8 grams. So we're gonna need at least 2 screws. So we're gonna leave 2 on there, and this is 5 grams. So 1.8 minus 5.5 is 1.3. So we know we have 2 grams, so 1.3 times 4 on each corner. That's 5.2 plus 2. That's already 7.2 grams that we can get rid of. So our 623, I think it was, minus 7.2 now becomes 615. We still have 15 grams to go. Now I look at the quad, I'm like, okay, where else can I lose weight? If I run a wedge with just a GoPro on top, I can lose maybe another 5 grams. But I like these, and I like that I can put in the filter, so I'm keeping it. I'm not gonna rid of that. The hardware is steel. I could run titanium or aluminum and maybe lose another 2 or 3 grams. But I like the strength of steel, so I'm gonna keep that. I have to run 2 straps on this particular quad because of the way the battery goes. 1 is not enough, so we're gonna keep that. And if I look at it, there's really nowhere else I could lose weight that easily except for that antenna. So I know this antenna is kind of heavy, and on top of it, it has this TPU mount on top. So if I wanted to get rid, I'm just gonna assume how much weight I'm gonna get rid if I run whips at the back, for example, and it's about 5 grams. So we take another 5 grams out of here if we run whips, and 610. At that point, I'm just gonna say that I'm done. You know, if I actually figure out a way to run 1 strap, I think these straps are about, let's take this one off, and this strap is, let's see, so this is, oh come on, let me do it like this then, so I can actually have it not move. So it's 3.7 grams. So 610 minus 3.7 grams. 610 minus 3.7, 606. So at that point, I'm very, very close to my 600 gram mark. I think that's close enough. But the idea is that when you're building, so you don't have to backtrack, just keep in mind, what do I not need? Do I really need this? Don't add it. You know, don't add a bunch of TPU printed parts if you don't need them. Try and get it as minimal as possible. It's gonna fly better. It's gonna be harder to break when you crash it. And yeah, it's gonna fly better and give you more flight time too. So in these, I'm just gonna say my target weight is gonna be 605. Again, I'm not sure I'm gonna take this antenna off because I like this setup, so I think I'm gonna settle at 610 grams, which I'm happy with. So I'm basically going to remove the cap, put the smaller cap, and then get rid of the soft mounting and then call it a day. But this applies to any build. You know, if you take my massive Super G that I've been showing in the last couple of videos, this is not as much affected by weight as the little guys because it has a lot of power, has big props, and it just can handle more weight. But this mount, as much as I like it, is very heavy. I could lose weight here. I'm not going to crash this as much as the freestyle quads, so I might be able to get away with something with a lot less protection like this. I weighed this, and this was about 25 grams versus almost 40 grams for this thing. So it makes a big difference. Overall, I built it pretty light, but this thing I am considering maybe going with something lighter. But yeah, anytime you can afford saving weight, do it, because performance-wise, your quad is gonna do a lot better. I hope this gives you some ideas of like how you can lose weight. Just look at your quads, think about it, and get rid of the zip ties, get rid of all the extra stuff, and get them lighter because they'll fly better. Thanks for watching. Thumbs up to this video. Subscribe. Hit the bell button so you get notifications of new videos. And thanks for everybody who has joined the channel recently. I'll check you on the next one.